Hey guys, it's IDW, and today we're going to be doing the first part of building a carry look everywhere adder that is anti-burnout. Now I think I've covered the requisite skills for this well enough. We know that it has to be an anti-burnout adder, we know that it has to be synchronized, and we know that, yeah. So basically I'm just going to be, across the next 2 episodes or so, actually building a carry look everywhere adder on camera that implements this logic. The design that I have is okay, but it really is not the best. And I leave this open to my viewers to try to design a better design than this, because this really is not the best, in all honesty. I've seen multiple carry look everywhere adders that use this logic that are actually better than this. So yeah. Just like MBZone's carry look everywhere adder, the way that we're going to start off is just by taking our inputs down a bit like this, and ORing them together right here. So right here, I'm putting repeaters down because this is actually where we're going to be building our NAND gate, using these guys right here. And since these are technically inverters, because of the way that I'm using them, and I'm ORing them together, this will indeed result in a NAND gate. So yeah, that's basically our first NAND gate done. We're going to need to invert this and then OR it with the NOR of the 2 inputs in order to get the first XNOR that we're going to need for this full design. But yeah, so the way that I'm going to actually get the NOR of the 2 values is I'm just going to take the OR and I'm going to invert it. And the way that I'm going to do this is with I'm going to have a hopper here, right here. Forgot to do that. By the way, if you're going to use a block that isn't a redstone block so that it doesn't power stuff and you need to power comparator, you want to go with hoppers just because they have only 5. They have the least inventory slots of anything, and they don't power anything. So yeah, what you need to do sometimes, like in this case, if I was to use a redstone block to invert these guys, then that would actually power that. So I need to use a hopper instead. So right here we have our NOR gate if we actually put an item in this. So I'm not going to do that yet, but yeah, I'm not going to do it until I stack it. So then we just need to sort of extend this out, and the reason that we're doing this is we're making space for the carry line. The carry line in this design is really, really, really big. There isn't very many carry look everywhere carry designs that you can actually make within Minecraft that don't use this. I don't actually know of any, which is why I'm going to be using this one. But, yeah. And I think I may have... Yep. That should be that. Not that. So 3 blocks out from going 2 up right here, we're going to invert the NAND gate to get a NAND gate. And then we're going to OR that with this value. Now, we're going to have to make these guys be perfectly synced. So if you count this delay, 1 tick for this, 2 ticks for this, and 3 ticks for this. So that's our AND gate. It takes 3 ticks. But if you look at our NOR gate, 1 tick through this comparator, and 1 tick through this, we're already out of sync. So what we have to do, just add 1 tick to that repeater, and we'll be just fine. Anyways, the next thing that I'm going to end up doing is actually inverting this guy right here, just because, well, we're going to end up actually inverting it to make it into an XOR gate in the end. Actually, I'm not going to make that. But this is basically our first half adder build. Now all we really need to do is work on the carry. But first I think I'm going to stack this. Oh yes, for the carry logic, you want to bring that up like that, just so that it doesn't conflict with that. So yeah, I'm going to build the next bit off camera, and then I'm going to stack it also. And once I have 8 of these guys, we're going to be making an 8-bit adder. I'm actually going to be building the carry logic just so that you can see the design that's used in it. Because otherwise, this is most of the adder already done. So yeah, see you guys in a second. Okay, so as you can see, I have built all the 8 bits. Well, actually, I copied it with world edit over. But yeah, so this is basically our first half adder. So now all we need to do is we're going to need to add in the carry line. And I'm actually going to put a repeater here for synchronization purposes. But yeah, and I'm going to put another repeater there just because I need a full signal strength to come into these comparators so that they actually act like inverters, since I'm powering with them with a full power signal from behind. So yeah, I haven't actually put items in these hoppers. I like to put bows in mine, but yeah. So basically the next step that we're going to have is we're going to have to extend all these guys out. We're going to have to put a repeater on each of these guys. And gonna have to put repeaters there. And then, ooh, I've done this wrong, haven't I? The way that we're actually going to do this is, wait, oh no, neither of those ways was right. Don't mind me. So the way that we're actually going to do this is we're just going to use redstone blocks with redstone dust on them, and then use those to power pistons. And, ooh, these guys have to be extended out one more. Seems like I always make that mistake when I'm building one of these. I always build them out the wrong length. But, yeah. That should actually be there. That should actually be there, and that should be that. But, yeah. So now all we need to do is build those. Sorry if this is a bit tedious, but, yeah. Actually, this one right here should be a slide. Because this is where we're actually going to be building the slab towers that we're going to be using in this Carry Look Everywhere adder. Oh yes, I forgot to mention in the last episode, you can technically use Proper Look Ahead Edition. Proper English does a lot of stuff with just Proper Look Ahead adders that are anti-burnout on his channel. So I thought I might as well say that now because I sort of messed up earlier. But yeah. So basically, we're going to continue this upwards, and I'll see you guys when I've finished doing it. Actually, I'm not going to include these guys yet. I'm just going to build these wires, build these inverters, and yeah. See you guys in a second, and I think the next one's going to be the last recording in this episode, so yeah. And we're back. So I basically just finished building these guys, and I ended up actually making these slab towers, so yeah. All we really need to do now is, by the way, you should put a repeater facing this direction into this one, and then we're going to start the slab tower. So yeah, that's really all that there is to this build. Well, at least in this episode. Oh yes, make sure that that goes up one more. And just because I know the world edit's going to be able to help me here, I'm going to use world edit. And of course I don't know how to spell setback. And of course, I don't know how to expand my range. What? World edit. Oh, world edit. There we go. Happy now, world edit? Yes, you should be. sort of have to experiment around with world edit if you're not really used to it yet. It's a really useful tool, but it can be really confusing at times. Stack 5. Wait, no. Uh, 3. 2. And I just have to stack you once. So, yeah. That's basically the whole thing working. And we will actually end up having to build these guys to power them from the bottom, and we're just going to be taking the and the two values. Well, the NAND of the two values, actually, from the bottom. But that's going to be for the next episode, I think. Oh, no. Make sure that these repeaters are on 1 tick of delay. And actually, while we're doing this, we should put repeaters that are on 2 ticks of delay all along these redstone blocks. You'll see why in the next episode, but for now, we just have to know that they have to be here. And it's probably going to be easier if I also don't make mistakes with repeaters and don't. But I think you could see where this is sort of going. That repeater basically right here is just taking the value that's going to carry over into the first bit, just because otherwise there's no way to AND it with any of the other values. But yeah, we're mostly done with this design. And I haven't done this one yet. At the end of this, I'm going to be actually showing off this thing because it's really insane. And it's really cool that you can actually build something like this with redstone. Something that's this absurdly fast and amazing. Just 2 more bits. Come on. Add a tick to that. Sorry that I'm not saying anything, by the way. This is really repetitive. Maybe I should have done it off camera. But yeah, in the next episode, we're going to be building the final carry, and then we're going to be actually using the XNORs and putting it in with the carry. And yeah. Oh, by the way, the amount of time that the carry has to take. 1 tick, ends up taking so far 1 tick to get through that repeater, 2 ticks to get into that repeater, 3 ticks to enter the comparator. So yeah, so far our carry takes 3 ticks. So this XOR is going to have to, in total, take an equal amount of time to this guy. So right now we have 1 tick from here, 2 ticks, and 3. So that's 3 plus 1 is 4. So currently it takes 4 ticks to get all the way through using the XNORs. But yeah, so we'll have to make sure that that's the same time because it needs to be synced, otherwise it won't work. And yeah, see you guys next time.